This is your WW3 News. Today's Christmas. And for kids, it's a very magical period with gifts and all that, and all those things in families. But on the other side of the coin is there are unfortunate kids who probably won't pass Christmas at home, or never probably will, because they've been taken away and put in foster. There's more than 30,000 children here in Italy in foster care, which moves more than 3 billion euros of money every year. Catering for these kids, to keep them in a foster home, and those who run these establishments, they don't do it for free, you know. They get €300 per day per kid. That is a lot of money, and that is taxpayers' money. Let's spare thought for them as well. Families destroyed by incompetent social workers, biased judges, and all in the name of this type of business, which is called assistantism, putting them in care to fuel a business, basically. How many of these kids really are in danger, starvation, physically, mentally speaking, risk of being abandoned? I think the most more recent example, the family who lives in the woods here in Italy, which are Anglo-Australian origin, which don't follow the mainstream, you know, bringing up kids lifestyle, and due to some type of as the press say, some type of mushroom poisoning, which I find that stupid, because those people who live in so-called off-grid, they know nature pretty well. They know how to distinguish a plant from another, whether it's consumable for human or not. It's all a fact because you don't follow the status quo narrative. Oh, you must have running water, you must have gas, you must have electricity, you must have send these kids to school. And we all know effects of going to schools these days on kids are they're just totally brainwashed. They come back home more confused than they left for school in the morning, and overloaded with homework. For what? When you leave school, if you're lucky enough to go for higher education, it's not exactly going to prepare you for the adult world, really. And the sad thing is how many families were destroyed due to the intervention of incompetent social workers, social services, co-workers, magistrates, and so on. Like I said, it's all a business. Where there's desperation, if the social services get their hands on that situation, so you let them set foot in your house, you will never kick them out. Probably once upon a time they were there to help people, really help people, to keep the family united without sending kids into foster care or whatever, which seems to be the more easier way these days, which they do when it comes to childcare. And obviously every case has to be evaluated. Is there a real danger? These kids are in real danger. Here in Italy, why don't they go knock on the door of those immigrants, their children which commit criminal offences, which are in baby gangs. Last but not least, a 15-year-old kid was blackmailed and bullied and beaten up and stripped down nude to extort money from him for his dad to reload his charge card. And like these so-called good examples of the young society we're doing extortion, violence. One happens to be a Tunisian chap, the others are juveniles, even North African origin, and there seems to be some Italian girl in the middle as well. And this disgusting thing, violence, urban violence, call it. And plus, you got the so-called organised gangs of gypsies. She go knocking on their door, pickpocketing on subways, tourist towns, stealing things from people, burglaries, shoplifting, stealing cars, like a group of gypsy kids. They're all under the age of 16. They stolen a car which was from some French tourists, and they lost control and they ran over a lady of 71 years old, and she died. And when they realised what they'd done, they just ran away. They ran back home. But mind you, the CC cameras caught them. And the thing is now, see, it's no more in the Italian news. Where are these kids? Are they in care? Because their parents never educated them in the most appropriate manner. Probably didn't even go to school. Can't figure it. I think the social services, social workers, judges, they should intervene like cases like this. There are thousands of cases like this in Italy. Why you don't intervene? Because if you intervene, you're racist or whatever. Why attack Italian families? They may have a little bit of difficulty. You should help them, which is your moral duty to do so, juridically speaking as well, instead of destroying families. No, they're lies and thingy bobs. It's just to fuel a business to keep people in care, whether it's children, disabled people or elderly people, and you got even trustees and whatever who should as they say, defend the interests of people. No, they just strip them down to the bone, whatever they have, whether it's money or property, and they stick them in these structures, whether it's for disabled or for elderly people. They do not help them to have more of an autonomous life.